It's always the 10. It's always the 10 millimeter. Is it under here? Under the car? No? Oh. Howdy, compadres. Welcome back to Hansen Speed Shop. I'm Vic, and in today's video, this thing is going for a little test drive. Big block 4-speed action, incoming. Hope I find that 10 though. It's always the 10. Why is it always the 10? Last video, we got a new carburetor and stuff on this thing, and it runs absolutely perfect. At least we think so, right? It's idling good, it's free revving good, standing here, parked, still, driving, under load, in motion and all that. That's a whole nother deal. So I want to try to take this thing for a little test drive. But right now we got the trickle charger going on right now, and then I'm gonna fire the thing up because we have some old charging problems. Oh yeah, and then also air cleaner clearance to hood with the new carburetor. That doesn't work. Well, not the air cleaner itself, but this stud right here is way too long. As you can see, it's like an inch above the air cleaners. We either just gonna remove the stud and then pretty much just lay the air cleaner here, like stay, good dog. And also why we have the trickle charger going on over here is because I noticed that when it was idling last time, I looked into the gauges and it seemed like it didn't charge properly or whatever. The needle on the gauge was kind of like jumping back and forth. And apparently we have a broken wire down here in the alternator, so we're also gonna have to fix that because I want to get the proper plug on it and probably also put some heat shrink on it because it's kind of like a small engine bay in a Corvette. So I think there's like a lot of heat down here and wires get hot, and when they get hot, the insulation on the wires get crispy, and when they get crispy, they crack, and yeah, that's not good. If you can spot what's wrong within 5 seconds, then you must be a pro technician, you know? So, as you can see right here, the two trickle wires or whatever for the alternator there are broken off, apparently. Apparently they put in a very nice, brand new charging wire to the alternator, but the two old wires, they didn't bother. And they get old, they get hot, they get brittle here in the engine room, and they had like a sharp 90 bend right here to it, so they broke off. So what I'm gonna do, oh look at that, hello, it's your boy, how you doing? What we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this off, and then I'm gonna change out the two crimp connectors inside of here, or spade connectors or whatever you wanna call it. Put on two new ones on the wires, and then slide them into this plastic plug, and then pretty much you're gonna have a new alternator plug. So that's what we're gonna do real quick. So there you go, got two new connectors. Then I'm gonna heat shrink like the end of them right there on each of the cables, and then I'm gonna run this heat protective or whatever sleeve down like, I don't know, 2 inches from the alternator. By the way, you need one of these. There's a few different ones, but this one has, these are the correct ones for like the GM or American cars. These foldable crimps out here at the end or whatever, so that's the one you need. Just went to my carburetor stash and we got quadrijet carburetor stud, universal, small stud. This one even has a wing nut on it. What a great find. I don't know, I'm gonna play around with this a little bit. So there you go guys, final result. The air cleaner stud fits under the hood now, and we got fixed improved wiring for the alternator. So that's great. Even looks great. So what we got going on right now is I bought this thing right here. It's a pit pack. Pit pack. And it got steel shifter bushings and spring clips for the her shifter. Yes. So hopefully we can put that in and maybe get a little bit more smooth shifter. I don't know. I feel like there's a bushing missing or something. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of rattling around the shifter. Or maybe the shifter itself is worn out and not the clips and stuff to the shifter rods. Suspension. Currently getting attacked by birds, apparently. You know, it happens. And then also we gotta put some wheels on that actually works, because the wheels that are on right now, they're pretty cool, not gonna lie. Old American racing. The tires are done so. Well, they're actually good tires, but they just leak out and stuff and don't have time. So even though this looks really cool, 15x8 with 375 backspacing and 295/60 Avon CRZ tires, I don't think we're gonna be able to turn. I'm not really sure, but if you look here from the side, I know there's probably like an inch of tire sticking out of the the fender well there. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. Yes, I'm literally just sitting up there on the fence because I don't know. I'm just gonna try to full lock on the steering wheel to the right because I'm most concerned about like the lip and the headers here in the rear because I think in the front it should be good. So just as expected, it is hitting the inside fender well or over here, whatever. Look at the gap here on the header. It ain't touching. It ain't touching, brother. You could easily get like a 2000s filler gauge in there. Let me put on the gold wheels in the rear and then the American Racing in the front. And then while the car's up, I'm gonna crawl in there and do the shifted bushings. So I just tried to take the Dodge Charger, my NASCAR project over there, take its wheels and fit it on the Corvette. And let me tell you, if it had the same bolt pattern, we would put them things on right now, even though they are slicks and it's rain and 5 degrees outside. We don't care. I mean, look at that. It's thick. With 3 C's. But man, that looks cool. That is kind of what the look we're going for. Old school Goodyear racing tires with the big old lettering. Got a light, bushing kit, needle pliers, and a flat screwdriver. What you looking at? That's a 4-speed transmission. So we definitely got a transmission leak. So we definitely have a rear main or front main on the transmission leak, a very tiny bit from the speedometer cable, and got new U-joints though, that's pretty sweet. New e-brake hardware, that's pretty good. So even though this car looks really rough on the outside, the frame rails and stuff like that, it is mint. If you look down here, I mean everything is like, what is this? Oh, that's right, there's some bolts in the floor pan, that's why. But if you look at the frame, it's really nice. Like solid all over the place, no rust, not even surface rust, so that's great. Well, a little bit of leak in the transmission over there, but it ain't bad. That's the only leak. Oh yeah, and of course the power steering, but power rams, get rid of them. Buy a Borgeson conversion kit or a rack and pinion. I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet. Probably a Borgeson kit, but that's cheaper. A guy has a new oil filter up here, that's pretty great. Fresh freeze plugs. New engine mounts after they swapped in the engine, that's great. So this is what we're looking at up here, all these bushings inside of the arms. This doesn't look like the original arms, because if you look up here, there's a weld there on that arm, there's a weld over there in that arm. So maybe down the line, I would like to get a completely new shifter kit. If you look right there on that bolt, that ain't factory, that bolt hole. Here, compadres, I got one arm off because the other one, well, they welded it in there. Ain't that great, so not much I can do about that right now. So I'm gonna change the bushing and clips on reverse. I guess that's gotta be 3rd and 4th gear, right? Yeah. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do. And then somewhere down the line, we're gonna either get that 5-speed in, or we're gonna put in a new shift on this thing and restore this transmission. I don't know, but for now, just gonna change bushing on 2 arms. Great. So hopefully, the transmission feels a little bit better. Yeah, nope. So 1st and 2nd is still kind of bad, but that was also the bushings that I couldn't change. 3rd and 4th gear though, seems like there's less resistance maybe. It's not more crisp, but it just glides better like from gear to gear. I mean, let's be honest, right? It's over 50 years old, so not the best technology, but it actually feels decent. And also, the trickle charger is done. Look at that. Look at all those Christmas lights. 12.8 volts, 100% on the battery. I'm not gonna lie, this trickle charger is kind of smart when it works, because the stupid thing is, like I said in the other video, is if the battery is like dead, then you can't charge it. Ain't that smart? You have a dead battery, but your battery charger can't charge. I'm gonna bring it down on the ground now, and I'm just gonna try the brakes out. Everything is ready for tomorrow. It's kind of late here, so I'm not gonna take it home if we strand somewhere. And also I need some fuel, so I'm gonna take a jerry can home in the old daily, fill that up so we got some fuel when we get back down here to fill in the Corvette and then go up to the gas station. Even though we're sponsored by Shell and Castrol, y'all, I ain't getting diddly. So just gonna check the brakes and then we're gonna take it from there. So let's see how it cold starts. I don't think I have cold started it since we did the carburetor swap. Gonna put it right there. That's them. Then you get some sound from the rear instead of the carburetor thing in last video. It really has that nice double pumper carburetor whine or whatever, you know what I mean? Like when you fall that thing, it's like, oh! Yeah, that's not the sound. And anyway, it does that. I think fired up pretty easy. 3 pumps and then hold it a little bit, RPM. And there you go. Oh, the fans are on. Oops. Don't need the fans right now. I don't know why they don't turn off. That's weird. Have to look into that. I think there's some weird like timed relay thing. I don't know. Let's try the brakes. Look on the ground. Something fell off, guys, and I only got first gear now. Like no matter what gear I put it in, it's first gear. You can see this thing at ride height, kind of settled, going back and forth, but yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching today's video. I don't have time for more in this week's video. So next video probably gonna test driving this thing, fixing the shifter problem, going out to Nikolai's place and help him build his 65 Mustang. Yeah, I wonder what this could be. And now of course it's down in the ground, right? And I have to jack it up because these side pipes are steaming hot now, so you can't crawl in under and look. And man, sports cars, it's a whole new debacle.